My name is Emmanuel George. The Environmental Protection Agency of Liberia says it is stepping up efforts to protect the nation's forests and safeguard communities against worsening effect of climate change. Speaking at the Tuesday, August 19, 2025 edition of the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism regular press briefing, EPA Executive Director Dr. Emmanuel Yakpawolo Ure said the government has begun rolling out a national carbon trading framework under the mandate of the National Climate Change Steering Committee chaired by President Joseph Numa Boakai. The process, backed by the Forestry Development Authority, seeks to unlock the economic value of Liberia's vast forest reserves by placing them on the global carbon market. The EPA Executive Director says a partnership has already been struck with the Coalition of Green Forest Nations to provide technical support in drafting Liberia's carbon market policy and carrying out a nationwide forest inventory. The EPA boss believes this move will establish a clear baseline for Liberia's carbon stock strengthening conservation efforts and position the country to benefit from international climate finance opportunities. Meanwhile, Executive Director Yakpawolo Ure also revealed plans to regulate noise pollution in public and private spaces. The new guidelines are expected to cover nightclubs, bars, churches, mosques, and street disc jockey activities with the aim of reducing excessive noise and protecting public health. The EPA boss called on religious institutions, entertainment venues, and other establishments to exercise responsibility as the agency enforces measures designed to balance community life with environmental standards. The political leader of the Liberia's People Party, Councillor Tiawon Seigongolo, has criticized President Joseph Numa Boakai for what he termed as a waste of state resources on the government's delegation to the 9th Tokyo International Conference on African Development in Japan. Councillor Gongolo argued that the approximately 23-person delegation accompanying President Joseph Boakai to the summit is huge and unnecessary. The revered human rights lawyer turned politician stated that the delegation should have been reduced to the objective of the conference aimed at managing state resources. According to Councillor Gongolo, the size of the delegation for a single foreign trip entails insensitivity to the economic hardship in the country. Gongolo underscored that though he supports Liberia's participation in the Tokyo International Conference on African Development, he believes the expenses on such a number of delegations could help improve financial assistance in both the public and private sectors. He told the local media that more still needs to be done to improve education, health, road infrastructure, and other sectors in Liberia, cautioning the Boakai-Kun administration to wisely use public resources with a sense of accountability. The Ministry of Finance and Development Planning has officially launched its 5-year strategic plan aimed at improving the mandate and accelerating its works and functions. The launching ceremony, which was held on Tuesday, August 19, 2025, was held under the theme Fostering Strategic Priorities and Objectives Through Evidence-Based Planning for Inclusive Economic Development. Speaking at the launching ceremony, Acting Finance Minister Anthony Myers disclosed that the plan will address issues that arose from the merger of the Ministries of Finance and Planning, the bringing of the Bureau of Budget, and the separation of the Department of Revenue to establish the Liberia Revenue Authority. According to Minister Myers, a lot has changed over the years, especially in coordinating, cooperating, and implementing the mandate and functions of the ministry. Remarking during the program, Deputy Finance Minister for Administration Bill McGill-Jones said the strategy is important to strengthening the confidence of the Liberian people, the employees, and business community. Minister Jones added that the strategic plan is crucial for the ministry because it will provide a roadmap for achieving a long-term goal in enhancing decision-making, emphasizing resource mobilization, and fostering a shared understanding of the objectives of the entity. The Church Aid Incorporated, in collaboration with the Pro-Life Global Base in California, the United States, has begun two-day training for students, volunteers, and religious leaders in Brewersville outside Monrovia. Speaking during the program marking the beginning of the training, the Vice President of Pro-Life Global, Melanie Salazar Sharp, encouraged the students and volunteers to form clubs in their communities in order to encourage women against killing their unborn babies. According to Madam Sharp, killing the unborn baby is murder and it constitutes the violation of human rights. For his part, the chairman of the board of directors of the Church Aid Incorporated, Bishop Kotu Brown, disclosed that about 73 million unborn babies are killed every year. Bishop Brown pointed out that the training is intended to train people who will curb the killing of unborn babies in their respective communities. Former Finance Minister David Fahad has called on the Liberian government to renovate the E.J. Ross building on Ashmore Street in central Monrovia for the use of the Liberian people for revenue generation. The former finance minister maintained that the building is the property of the Grand Old-True-Week Party because the money that was used for the construction of that building was deducted from employees of the government regardless of whether they were members or not. Speaking in an exclusive interview with the station in Monrovia on Tuesday, Fahad argued that the Grand True Week Party can in no way claim the property because they know that the monies were deducted from the Liberian people forcefully. The former finance minister proposed that the building can be used for school or entertainment and encouraged investors to take advantage of investing in the building. According to him, there is a need for the government to rethink its decision and reduce the high monies spent on renting building from private property owned by people, most of whom exploited the masses over the years. The ruling Unity Party has vowed to address key concerns flagged in the 2024 U.S. State Department Human Rights Report that unearthed several human rights violations under the government. Recently, the U.S. State Department released its 2024 Human Rights Report on Liberia, highlighting a wide range of human rights concerns, including extrajudicial killings, attacks on free speech, unfavorable labor environments, arbitrary arrest and unlawful detention of suspects, among others. Responding to the report, Unity Party National Chairman Reverend Luther Tape said the party has taken the findings of the report seriously and that it has reached the attention of the President to institute the necessary measures. Reverend Tape furthered that the party does not intend to be defensive against the report from its traditional ally, but instead will focus on addressing the concerns in a way that will improve the socio-economic lives of all citizens. Chairman Tape also expressed confidence in the Boaga-led government fulfilling its promises to the Liberian people despite the recent U.S. State Department Human Rights report that has brought criticism against the government. The Liberia Drug Enforcement Agency has come under scrutiny as Bong County District 6 Representative Moima Briggs-Mensah has called for the removal of the LDA's Director General. Representative Mensah expressed concerns that lapses within the agency's leadership are weakening national efforts to address Liberia's drug problem. The Bong County lawmaker pointed out that substance abuse, particularly among young people, continues to rise, posing a serious threat to the nation's future. Representative Briggs-Mensah stressed that the need for urgent government action to ensure that qualified and competent individuals are placed at the helm of leadership at the LDEA. She cautioned that failure to reform the agency could further derail ongoing efforts to curb the spread of illicit drugs. The Office for the Establishment of War and Economic Crimes Court in Liberia is intensifying its efforts to engage Liberians from all walks of life on its ongoing work. As part of this outreach drive, the office hosted a one-day lecture reflecting the Accra Comprehensive Peace Agreement 22 years after it was signed. Delivering the keynote lecture, Senior President Advisor Professor Augustine Coney described the establishment of the War and Economic Crimes Court as a milestone for accountability, justice, and national healing. He commended the leadership and staff of the office for the progress made so far in advancing the process. Speaking earlier, the Executive Director of the Office of War Crimes, Jalabapu, reaffirmed the institution's commitment to carrying the message of the court to every corner of Liberia. He disclosed that teams are currently in Lofa, Nimba, and Bong counties conducting awareness sections with local communities. Dr. Babu further emphasized that President Joseph Boakai and the government remain strongly supportive of the process, underscoring its importance to Liberia's democratic and reconciliation journey. The Center for National Documents and Records Agency has embarked on a two-day capacity building training for its staff, focusing on monitoring and evaluation program, planning, and project management. The training brings together key staff members from different parts to strengthen professional skills and improve institutional performance. The two-day initiative underscores the Center for Documents and Archive commitment to enhancing professionalism within its workforce and advancing the institution's overall mandate. Speaking at the opening ceremony, Deputy Director for the for the Center of National Documents and Archive, Gabriel Doma, urged participants to approach the sections with focus and determination. K News at 2, Emmanuel George, good afternoon.